Daniel sat in his car, hands gripping the steering wheel so tightly his knuckles turned white. The world outside was dark, the empty streets mirroring how he felt inside. Lost, abandoned, defeated. Just 3 months ago, life had been normal. He had a stable job, a home filled with laughter, and a heart full of dreams. But then, everything started falling apart. First, he lost his job. At first, he told himself it was temporary. "I'll find something else soon," he reassured his wife, Emily. But as days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, the rejection emails piled up, and the bills kept coming. The money ran out. The fridge emptied. The landlord started calling. Worst of all, the doubt crept in. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not meant to succeed. Maybe God has forgotten me. That night, as Daniel sat in his car, parked outside an old gas station, he whispered into the silence, "God, why me? What did I do to deserve this?" Tears burned his eyes, but he refused to let them fall. He was tired of crying, tired of hoping, tired of feeling like he was fighting a battle he couldn't win. Then his phone rang. It was Emily. He hesitated before answering. He didn't want her to hear the exhaustion in his voice, but something inside told him to pick up. "Daniel, just come home," she said softly. "We'll get through this together. Just come home." Her voice was warm, steady, full of love. Even when he felt like he had nothing left to give, Daniel exhaled, wiped his eyes, and started the engine. The next morning, he woke up with a new determination. He sent out more job applications, knocked on more doors, and refused to let failure be the final chapter of his story. Weeks passed. Nothing. Doubt started creeping back in. But then, one morning, his phone rang again. A job offer. Not just any job, a better one. Higher pay, a stable position, an opportunity he never would have considered before. As he sat there, holding the phone in disbelief, he finally understood. God had never abandoned him. He was never being punished, he was being prepared. If he hadn't lost his job, he never would have looked for something greater. If he hadn't struggled, he never would have realized how strong he was. Sometimes, when life feels like it's falling apart, God is actually putting things into place. So if you're struggling right now, hold on. The delay is not a denial. Your blessing is coming. Because God's plan is always greater than your pain. And one day, you'll look back and understand why it had to happen this way. Have you ever felt like Daniel? Share your story in the comments.